All hail the Clicks crew! Alright guys, today we are looking at the 10 best figures from the Captain America and the Avengers Marvel Heroclix set. This has been a great set. It's been out for a little bit. I like to kind of wait on these top 10 so I have a good chance at looking at everything, giving them a good mulling over, and I think I got the 10 best ones narrowed down for you guys. But before we get into the list, I want to take time to let you guys know that Mr. Clicksflix is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has a winning role for our gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Mr. Clicksflix is also sponsored by trollandtoad.com, one of the largest online gaming retailers. You can visit them at trollandtoad.com and use the promo code Mr. Clicksflix for 5% off your Heroclix order today. Alright guys, so now that we got that message from our sponsors, let's go ahead and dive into the list. Shannon Carter is number 006 in the set. She has the Avengers, Shield, Politician, and Spy keywords. She has 2 traits and a special on her damage. Her first trait is called Espionage. Stealth, improved movement, ignores hindering. Improved targeting, ignores hindering. So that's good there. That's been on a few different figures, and then there's also the same trait, but called different things on a few different figures, so definitely cool. Her other trait is the best part of my day, leadership. If Shannon Carter is adjacent to a friendly character named Captain America or Steve Rogers, she and those characters increase the result of their D6 rolls for leadership by +1, if not already increased by a trait with this name. So that's good there. Increased leadership rolls good. Traded leadership's great, so you're always getting that +1 action for a turn. Then the special on her damage is Standby for updates. Perplex. When Shannon Carter uses it to target another friendly character with the shield keyword, that character can use Outwit until your next turn. That is phenomenal. So she gets Perplex, which is good. But then if she's using it on somebody with a shield keyword, they can also use Outwit. There's a lot of scenarios and a lot of ways that you can use that Outwit between actions and such, to where it's really, really, really going to come in handy with this Shannon Carter. Because of that special on the damage, this has to be one of the best figures in the set. And then on top of that, she closes out the dial with a 14 defense with defend and support. So she's going to be able to heal you back up. And then she has the shield team ability for +1 damage for range, +1 range for range attacks. She's just a hoss the whole way around. Definitely had to be included on a list for top 10. Maria Hill is number 008 in the set. She has the Shield, Politician, Soldier, and Spy keywords. She has 1 trait, a special on her movement, and a special on her damage. Her trait is called Espionage. Stealth, improved movement, ignores hindering, improved target, ignores hindering. We've seen this a lot on Shield people and a few other people in the set. It's a good trait every time it comes up. The special on her movement, however, is the showstopper. Welcome to Pleasant Hill. Mind Control. Once per turn, when a friendly character uses Mind Control to target a character that hasn't been damaged this turn, after resolutions, that target character can't make attacks or be attacked until your next turn unless it's the only character on its force. That is phenomenal. This totally breaks any character that can use Mind Control, including herself. You're going to see this figure popping up a lot. I think she's probably one of the 3 or 5 best figures in the set, which is why she's on this list, but hands down, a fantastic figure. And then on top of that, she has a special on her damage called I'm Mayor Hill, Leadership Shape Change. So you're getting +1 actions for the turn. She also has Barrier, and she has a Shield team ability. She starts off with her 45-point dial, which is her only dial, 5 range single target, 7 movement with that special, 10 attack, 17 defense with Barrier, 2 damage with that special. I mean, for 45 points, I'm not sure what else you want. You're going to see her cropping up in a lot of videos of mine, and a lot of people are going to start trying to min-max Mind Control, and you're going to see her on a bunch of those, so keep your eye out. Captain Marvel is number 054 in the set. She has the Alpha Flight, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Kree, Cosmic, and Soldier keywords. She has 2 traits, a special on her movement and a special on her defense. Her trait is Assembled Avengers. Once per turn, when Captain Marvel hits, after resolutions, roll a d6. 5 or 6 if your force has 3+ friendly characters with the Avengers keyword. Remove an action token from Captain Marvel, or give an action token to a hit target. If your force has 6+, do both. That's just good every time we see it on a character. Her other trait is, my cat is not a furkin. Free, once per game, generate a Chewy Bystander. What is a Chewy Bystander? It is a 6 movement with a special, 10 attack, Blaze Claws Fangs, 17 defense with super senses, 1 damage with perplex and the tiny symbol. The special on the movement is, maybe it is a furkin, Flurry, Plasticity, Giant Reach 2. So that's just a good pog there. The Flurry and Blades is good. Plasticity is good. Giant Reach 2 is good. And then the Perplex to help either itself or Captain Marvel is just icing on the cake. So really good pog there. The special on the movement is higher. Hypersonic Speed. When Captain Marvel uses it after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to an opposing character she moved through. If that character is a vehicle, deal it 3 penetrating damage. That's just good. Damage after already probably hitting something is phenomenal. Plus, it's good for like a bunch of pogs. Like if your opponent had a Chewy, you could just go through it and take it out without actually attacking it. Then the other special on the defense is Keep Standing Up. Stop, Invincible. Captain Marvel has protected Outwit. So that's pretty good there. Stop clicks are always good. Invincible is a good power. She has 2 different point lines, 150 points and 95 points. Avengers team ability. At 150 points, she has a 7 range single target, 12 movement with that special and the flight ability, 12 attack, 18 defense, impervious, and indomitability, 4 damage with probability control. Then at 95 points, she has a 10 movement with that special, 11 attack, 18 defense, invulnerability, and 3 damage with probability control. I like both point lines. Normally I'm a low point line kind of guy. Both could be justified depending on what you're doing. This is easily one of the best figures in this set. Hypersonic Speed is kind of at a premium in this set, especially front loaded. So the fact that she gets it, she's also able to deal damage after attacking and spawns a phenomenal pog. Definitely one of the best figures in this set. Baron Zemo is number 062 in the set. He has the Masters of Evil, Thunderbolts, Martial Artist, and Scientist keywords. He has 2 traits, a special on his damage and a special on his movement. His first trait is called We Shall Call Ourselves the Thunderbolts. During game setup, when establishing theme teams, you may treat Masters of Evil and Thunderbolts as a single named keyword. So basically, he makes it so that Thunderbolts and Masters of Evil play nice. So if you notice you're lacking in some department on your team, and somebody from that other keyword has it, you can bring them in, no problem. His other trait is Assembled Bolts and Masters. Once per turn, when Baron Zemo hits after resolutions, you may roll a d6, 5 or 6. If your force has 3+ friendly characters with the Masters of Evil or Thunderbolts keywords, remove an action token from Baron Zero, or give an action token to a hit target. If your force has 6+, do both. That's just good every time you see it. The special on his damages, we will take the place of the Avengers in their hearts, Leadership, Outwit. When Baron Zemo uses Leadership and succeeds, you may choose a Marvel team ability that isn't uncopyable. As long as he's on the map, friendly characters with the Masters of Evil or Thunderbolts keywords can use the chosen team ability until he chooses again. So, if you make a Leadership roll the first turn of the game, you can just pick a copyable Marvel team ability, just give it to everybody all game. There's a bunch of figures that are really just like something like one team ability away from being great. He allows them to do that. That is a great thing. So he's not only manipulating keywords, he's also manipulating team abilities, and those two things put together are extremely powerful. Then the special on his movement is Wait for the perfect time to strike, Charge, Running Shot, Stealth. So basically he's got move and attack for either range or close, and then he has the ability to protect himself. He's got 2 different point lines, 65 points and 45 points, Masters of Evil team ability, 5 range single target. At 65 points, he has an 8 movement with that special, 11 attack, precision strike, 18 defense with mastermind and indomitability, 3 damage. And then at 45 points, he has an 8 movement with that special, 11 attack with precision strike, 18 defense with mastermind and indomitability, 3 damage with that special. Given that both point lines are exactly the same, you know I'm picking 45 points. And just the keyword manipulation and the team ability manipulation are without a doubt enough that this guy had to be on the list. That is just phenomenal. And then the fact that you can maybe pick up pick a keyword that's good for game setup, or I'm sorry, a team ability that's good for game setup, and then another one that's good for late game. This guy, without a doubt, had to be on. Steve Rogers is number 038 in the set. He has the Avengers, Howling Commandos, Invaders, Shield, and Soldier keywords. He has 3 traits. The first one is called Assembled Avengers. Once per turn, when Steve Rogers hits, after resolutions, you may roll a d6. 5 or 6, if your force has 3+ friendly characters with the Avengers keyword, remove an action token from Steve Rogers, or give an action token to a hit target. If your force has 6+, do both. That's just good every time we see it. His other trait is called Living Legend. The first time each game Steve Rogers would be KO'd, instead turn him to his last non-KO click, then roll a d6 and heal him half the result, equal to half the result, protected pulse wave. So the ability to come back from the dead is always good. And then his real showstopper is his last trait. We'll take all the help we can get if you're worthy. Leadership. During force construction, you may choose a standard character of 50 points or less. That character loses its printed keywords for the entire game, and then gains either the Avengers or Shield keywords. Choose one. That's great there. There are so many figures in that point range that would be good on a lot of teams. They're just missing, a good named keyword. Avengers and Shield are very good named keywords right now. So basically pick your poison on that one. He's 50 points, has the Shield and Avengers team abilities, 4 range, single target, 7 movement with sidestep, 10 attack, 17 defense with combat reflexes, 2 damage with perplex. This guy's just a hoss. He's able to bring somebody 50 points or less that's not an Avenger or Shield agent to either one, and then he's handing out a perplex, and he's able to increase their damage by 1 and their range by 1 with the Shield team ability, plus he's giving you a leadership. This guy is definitely one of the best figures in the set. Had to be included on this. You're going to be seeing this guy crop up a lot in the meta. War Machine is number 03053 in the set. He has the Avengers, Initiative, Shield, Stark Industries, Armor Soldier, and Warrior keywords. He has improved targeting, ignores hindering, and shoots out of adjacency. He has 2 traits and a special on his damage. His first trait is Assembled Avengers. Once per turn, when War Machine hits, after resolutions, you may roll a d6, 5 or 6. If your force has 3+ friendly characters with the Avengers keyword, remove an action token from War Machine, or give an action token to a hit target. If your force has 6+, do both. That's just good every time it comes up. His other trait is Minigun Target Lock. When War Machine hits, after resolutions, you may give a hit target a target lock token, then remove all other target lock tokens. Free, make a ranged attack using War Machine's printed attack and damage values, but only to target the character with his target lock token. Tons of figures out there where you need to double tap them in one turn to KO them. This War Machine's able to do it. That's just a phenomenal ability there. And then there's some other shenanigans that this ability lends itself to that we're going to talk about in other team building episodes. Then he has this special on his damage called Variable Threat Response, perplex but only to target himself. So basically he's sporting around a +1 to some stat for himself always. He's 100 points, has the Shield and Avengers keywords, team abilities, has a 7 range dual target, 9 movement with running shot and fight ability, 11 attack, psychic blast, 18 defense, invincible, and indomitability, 4 damage with that special. This guy, you're going to see in the coming videos, and I think in the weeks and months to come, how good this figure truly is with just a little bit of help, and even just on his own in Shield, he's a monster. Without a doubt, one of the best, most needed figures in this set, so definitely run out and get yourself one. Had to be on this list. Atlas is number 063 in the set. He has the Masters of Evil and Thunderbolts keywords. He has 2 traits and a special on his movement. His first trait is Assemble Bolts and Masters. Once per turn, when Atlas hits, after resolutions, you may roll d6, 5 or 6. If your force has 3+ friendly characters with the Masters of Evil or Thunderbolts keywords, remove an action token from Atlas, or give an action token to a hit target. If your force has 6+, do both. That's just good every time it comes up. His other trait is Double Dose of Pim Particles. Free until your next turn, Atlas has colossal damage symbol and modifies his attack and damage values +1. That's great there. Normally when you see this kind of buff where it's +1 to 2 different stats, there's a drawback to it, like a click of damage or something like that. No such thing with this Atlas. It's just phenomenal. And then His special on his movement is Giant Retaliation. Stay away from my friends. Free, if no friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character within 6 squares that attacked Atlas or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Atlas such that he can make a close attack, targeting the chosen character, then do so. So that's really good there. He's got 2 different point lines, 50 points and 25 points, 0 range, 1 target. At 50 points, he has a 9 movement with charge, 11 attack, super strength, 18 defense, invulnerability, and 4 damage with the giant symbol. Then at 25 points, he has a 6 movement with that special, 9 attack with Quake, 18 defense, toughness, 3 damage with Empower. At either point line, this guy is phenomenal. For 50 points, you basically have the ability to make him a 12 attack, 7 damage, all on his own with a heavy object. This guy is just great. I cannot sing his praises enough. One of the best figures, hands down, in the set. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of him in the future. Only thing holding him down a little bit are his keywords, but I think Thunderbolts and Masters of Evil do have a little bit of potential, so we might see him. Yeah, and he's under 50 points, so there's other things that are going to be able to make it so that he can work on other teams. Quake is number 010 in the set. She has the Avengers, Inhumans, Shield, Secret Warriors, and Spy keywords. She has 2 traits and a special on her attack. Her first trait is Avengers Assembled. Once per turn, when Quake hits after resolutions, you may roll a d6 5 through 6. If your force has 3+ friendly characters with the Avengers keywords, remove an action token from Quake, or give an action token to a hit target. If your force has 6+, do both. So that's really good there. We've seen this trait on a few different figures, although with different keywords. Definitely solid. Her other trait is called Espionage. Grants her stealth, and she also gets improved movement, ignores hindering, and improved targeting, ignores hindering from it. That's ignoring a whole terrain is always good. And then the special on her attack is Pinpoint Earthquakes or just Earthquakes. Quake, when Quake uses it to make one, when Quake uses it, you may choose one. Choose an unoccupied square within her range, and she may use Quake as if she occupied that square. Or Quake and use Giant Reach X, where X is her click number. So for this one, you're basically always doing the Quake and selecting a square within her range, and then quaking from there. And that's just why she is such a hoss in this set. She has a 65 point value. She has the Shield and Avengers team abilities. She has a 5 range single target, a 9 movement with charge, 11 attack with that special, 17 defense with combat reflexes, 3 damage with empower. So really what you're going to try to do is get her range up so that you can Quake through blocking terrain and stuff like that. This is just a phenomenal figure. She's been really good in Sealed. I think she's going to make a big splash in Popper. Avengers and Shield are very strong keywords, and Spy's actually not too bad either, so definitely she had to be included on this list. Immortal Hulk is number 058 in the set. He has the Avengers, Brute, and Monster keywords. He has improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering terrain. He has 2 traits and a special on his damage. His first trait is Man by Day, Immortal Monster by Night. Immortal Hulk can't be chosen for Mastermind. When Immortal Hulk would be KO'd the first 2 times in a game, instead turn him to click number 1, and he scores 25 points for an opponent. When Immortal Hulk would be KO'd for the 3rd time and final time in a game, he scores 50 points instead of 100 for an opponent. Protected Pulse Wave. So this is basically how to score him, because there's some cool stuff that goes on here. So basically, you have to KO him 3 separate times in order to get him actually KO'd, which is pretty cool there. Then his other trait is Powered by Sadistic Vengeance. When a friendly character within line of fire is damaged by an opposing attack, put a Vengeance token on this card. Free, remove 2 Vengeance tokens to use Charge at no cost. Charge at no cost is always good. This guy, we're going to get into what that means. And then the special on his damages, I now realize I've always been smarter than Bruce. Outwit. Immortal Hulk has protected Outwit. And then he's also got a special on his defense that is, I'll raise again to crush your bones. Stop invincible. So he's 100 points. Starts off with a 0 range, which is to be expected. a 6 movement with Earthbound, neutralizing 8 attack, 15 defense with Indomitability, 1 damage with Outwit. But as you can see, that's an activation click, so his real first click is 11 movement with Charge, 12 attack with Super Strength, 18 defense with that stop click, and Indomitability, 4 damage with Battle Fury. So really, that stop click makes it so that your opponent has to hit you, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got to hit you at least 6 times to get you actually KO'd. And that stop click is really difficult to get through. It can't stop means some particular things in game, and it's just difficult to get through. And then once they do, they still got to do it 2 more times at least. This guy's just a hoss. He's seeing some competitive play, and there's a reason for that. And he's good and sealed. Definitely had to be on this list. And we always got to include a Hulk here. Ultron is number 074 in the set. He has the Lethal Legion, Masters of Evil, Robot, and Ruler keywords. He has 1 trait and a special on his defense. His trait is Encephalopath Ray. When Ultron hits with a rage attack, after resolutions, you may give the Encephalopath Ray marker max 1 to a hit target without a marker of that name. At the beginning of your turn, choose 1 to affect the character with the Encephaloray marker. That character has immobile until your next turn, or Ultron can use mind control as range at no cost, but only to target that character regardless of line of fire. At the end of your turn, if a character began the turn with the Encephaloray marker, both players roll a d6. If your result is lower, remove the marker. So that's pretty cool there. It gives the potential for immobile, and also gives repeat mind controls and stuff like that. So that's good. And then the regardless of line of fire is amazing also. And then the special on the defense is learn from my previous errors, stop impervious regeneration. Ultron heals 1 less due to stop click. That's just impervious plus regen's good. We take a look at his dial here. He's got 3 different point lines, 150 points, 100 points, and 50 points. He has the Masters of Evil team ability. He has an 8 range triple target. At 150 points, he has a 10 movement with running shot and the flight ability, a massive 14 attack with energy explosion, 18 defense, invincibility, indomitability, and 4 damage with outwit. Then at 100 points, he has a 9 movement with sidestep, 12 attack, psychic blast, 18 defense, invincibility, 3 damage with perplex. And then at 50 points, he has an 8 movement with stealth, 11 attack with incapacitate, 17 defense, invincibility, and 3 damage with probability control. Obviously, 150 point dial is what has a lot of people excited about this one because it has a 14 attack, which is really good. But I think when it's all said and done, that this figure will be utilized at 50 points on a robot or ruler keyword, and he gives that nice probability control, and he becomes a very nice secondary attacker with a stop click. This guy definitely, I couldn't have done this list without having him on here.